What do you want to talk about? There's anything that I didn't mention that you want to talk about?
Forgiveness.
Come on. What do you want to say about forgiveness?
Man, forgiveness myself.
Come on. You have to forgive you.
Yeah. Because I was like, I keep telling them like, oh, I need to forgive my dad. I need to forgive my brother. No, they haven't done anything. If anything, they shut me down, but they have that.
That's that love, baby, because they have to, right? Welcome to Go On My Daily. I am Dr. Deborah Wilson, your host, and I am so excited and blessed to be here with Miss Jessica. And we're going to talk about her journey with going 180, which means change. And I've known Jessica here at the County of Monterey Jail for several years. And so I'm excited to hear her story, and I know that it's going to bless you, and I know that it's going to uplift you. And I know that it's also going to provide a level of information that I think everybody needs to hear. As you know, we are in season 1, which is entitled Talk to Me Here. And so we're going to talk to Jessica here because she will not always be here, not just here in jail, but she will always be in this place. And so the purpose of this whole podcast is to talk to an individual on their journey, on their trajectory. And so that's what we're doing this morning. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you.
I'm so
for having me.
here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit. You don't have to explain necessarily why you're here unless you want to, but I want to talk about you growing up. When you were growing up, what led you to be here? What do you think led you to this place in your life?
My drug addiction.
Your drug addiction.
Yes.
So you look fairly young.
32.
32. Well, see, she looks a lot younger than 32, right? So that's still young. So do you remember the age or the time frame that you started using drugs?
I was 17.
Oh, you were 17.
I was 17, yeah. Yeah.
And what drug were you using then?
Cocaine and meth.
Okay.
Yes.
So my question, I think I asked in the class, was it alcohol as well? Was it marijuana as well? Do you believe that marijuana was a gateway for you to use cocaine and meth, or do you just?
I just started with opiates and gradually just went to cocaine and meth.
Okay.
That was an instant change, really. I really didn't. My parents were so strict with me. I really didn't have a chance to explore or drink or get out, hang out with my friends or anything like that. Nothing of that sort. But yeah, when I was 17, I ran away and never came back. And that weekend I left is when I tried meth. Yeah.
Why did you run away?
I met this guy, my baby's father, may he rest in peace. I met him, and within 4 days I met him. I moved in with him.
In 4 days? You're being quick. Then you
I was just a kid.
Was he older than you?
2 years.
Well, still, he wasn't that much older.
Yeah, but all his life he was doing drugs and in gangs and different than what I was. We had complete different lifestyles. I'm not saying that he introduced me to this life, but for sure, I kind of I rebelled against my parents when I met him because I wanted to be with him. Yeah.
So why did you leave home? Because you felt that you were being restricted?
No, the reason why I left home, I had permission to leave that weekend. It was my birthday.
Okay.
He did a birthday party for me, a kickback, what we call it, and everything was going good till a few hours before we had to leave because I had a curfew at 10 o'clock. Everybody was smoking this thing, and I wanted to know what it was, but he didn't like me. So he left to the store, and one of his friends gave it to me. So when he came back, I was super high.
What was it?
Meth. And I was just scared to go home. I was scared to go home for my parents to see me the way I was. And my friends were like, give her milk, give her lemon, give her this and that. and nothing worked. So I got scared more than anything. I got scared, and he said, "Well, go home with me." He's like, "Stay the weekend, Stora, and I'll take you back." But that weekend never ended. He got shot a few days after that.
My goodness.
And
I'm sorry.
it's okay. And I refused to leave. I stayed with him.
Well, he didn't die. He just got shot.
He just got shot.
Okay.
Yeah. And from there, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna leave him. I couldn't leave him. Yeah, and I just stayed out.
Did you ever call your parents?
My friend told on me. I was just scared, and that weekend gave up, and I never stopped doing drugs. I just kept doing it. And
But it sounded like initially he didn't want you to do the drugs.
no, he didn't.
Okay.
No. But second, after like a week, like, okay, well, if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna go get it somewhere else. So he kind of manipulated him a little bit, and so from there, I'm like, hey, well, I don't want to leave you. And then he's like, well, I don't want you to leave me. And he said, let's go talk to your parents. I'm like, no, I'm not going to talk to him. But he already had contacted my parents because they had reported me missing.
Well, plus you're underage.
Yeah. What he did, he was secretly talking to my mom and my dad. Yeah, and he didn't want my mom and my dad to worry. And so,
And
like, he was saying to look up to my parents. And my parents like, well, if you decide to be with him, and that's what you want. But they didn't say nothing about me getting high.
did they know you were doing drugs?
I'm sure. But they didn't say nothing at the moment. They were just like, that's a decision you're going to make. Well, you have to grab your things and go.
Mm-hmm.
If that's where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
Uh-huh. Did you have siblings?
I did. Edward, a little brother Edward.
And how many years apart?
We're 8 years apart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you close to him?
Yeah. I changed his diapers. My mom started working with him. So my mom never worked with me and my other 2 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So we always had him around. But when my little brother turned 5, she started working. And I was the one that would take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was you, one girl with 3 boys?
With 3 boys, yeah.
And were your other brothers doing drugs?
Yeah, my oldest brother, but I never really seen him do drugs. I never, I grew up with him, but I didn't, there's a big age difference. So he wasn't really there. He did do drugs. He was a gang member and stuff like that. But like I said, he was never really there. And then, my brother, the second one, between me and the oldest, he was different than us.
And how did he just like?
He was a Christian. He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. Till like 4 or 5 years before he committed suicide.
And not so soon.
Yeah.
Your middle brother committed suicide.
Yeah.
Were there any signs that he was?
Sure. My family doesn't believe in mental illness. So I say that, yeah, we definitely have mental illness. But he was never diagnosed with anything or even looked into it. Yeah.
You say your parents don't believe in it. So what was your home life like when you were growing up?
It was beautiful, man. We had a beautiful childhood. We had everything. We used to live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and we were cramped up, but it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The best memories I have there, My dad was a workaholic, and my mom she was a stay-at-home mom. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everybody was in my house. Everybody, my mom's brothers, my dad's brothers. My mom would be the little cookie. I would be serving everybody, That was the best. We didn't travel or anything like that. We didn't go to like fancy places or anything, but the best memories were in my household.
So what changed?
I left.
And you left because you felt that they were too strict.
Yeah.
Well, you left for your birthday,
Yeah,
but you left because you felt that they were too strict.
A little bit, yeah. That's one of the reasons. Yeah.
But you were the only girl.
The only girl.
You were 17.
Yes.
Did you go to high school?
Yes, but I dropped out when I met my baby's dad. I was in junior high. I was a junior in high school.
So that one weekend changed the trajectory of your whole life.
Everything. Yeah.
And And so after you moved out, when did you lose your brother? Just so
2020.
now, that was not too long ago.
Yeah.
And did you know he was mentally ill?
I was in prison. So when I got out, I came back in here on and off. I kept coming in. So I was living in the household. And I was out probably the most like for 2 months at a time. So I didn't really get to interact with my brother. The last year he was alive, he was they sent him to Mexico. So if you go to, in Mexico, your family members can forcibly put you on program and you have to stay there.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like here you have to be self-willed and not over there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether your family can they can,
In a mental institution?
yes.
Really?
Or
drug rehab?
Yeah.
So this is your middle brother. So he wasn't on drugs per se.
At the moment, yes.
Oh, he ended up on drugs.
Yes, he did.
So talk me a little bit through how, was your home a Christian home?
We were Catholic.
You were Catholic, but you said your brother was a Christian.
Yeah.
Which is different. So what changed? Was he exposed to something different?
His girlfriend, she's a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, beautiful woman, beautiful soul. She was so devoted to her church. That's when I started wanting to get Christian.
Mm-hmm.
That's when seeing that,
Mm-hmm.
the way they were so happy, their glow,
Mm-hmm.
the way they spoke to people, they were so like, oh man, it was beautiful.
And so she was with him and they had a good relationship?
They had a beautiful relationship, yeah.
And so do you know what happened?
He started using drugs.
Do you know why?
Yes, I do. Well, this is what you told me. So my parents did a few interventions on me. And so he started chasing me around my hometown.
Your brother?
Yeah. Trying to pay people off, don't give her drugs, don't let her buy whatever, however much money your message you're gonna waste on these drugs, is like I'll give it to you. But just don't give her money. Whatever income she gives you, don't give her it. And don't give it to her. And I'll give it to you. And he started doing that. So like I started running out of places one day to get drugs in my hometown. He made it really difficult.
Your brother, he was
Yeah.
trying to protect you, trying to
Yeah.
save your life.
But unfortunately, one time we were fighting. He chased me. I was running and he was chasing me and he was telling me, what is it that holds you? What do you feel? What does that drug make you feel for you not to want to come home? He's like, you have it all in the house, you know? I had it made. I did. I'm not gonna lie. And so that was one of the last things I remember telling me. And then shortly after that, he was at the dope house where I was getting my supply, and they were getting him high. But
why do you think he turned?
He said the only reason he tried it because he wanted to see what I felt like. He wanted to understand me. He wanted to put himself in my shoes, and that's how he relapsed. That's how he started using drugs.
And what did they give him?
Meth.
His first drug try or his first experience with drugs was with meth?
Yeah.
Did he immediately get addicted like you?
Oh, yeah. But the effect on him was completely different.
What happened to him?
He was saying he would hear things, see things. And that's one of the things that meth's supposed to do to you, but he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Did that.
How does that make you feel?
I feel it's my fault. Like, I feel like it's my fault that he's passed away.
It's not your fault. So, I mean, he was trying to protect you, yes. So he got hooked on it.
Yeah, immediately.
But he never went back to church with a girlfriend?
She was struggling with him. She was trying to help him out. But it went spiral right away.
So is he trying it?
Yes.
And your oldest brother was doing drugs as well?
Yeah, but he never brought it over to the house. We never seen him doing it. We only heard of him using and stuff like that. But
so what did your parents do when your brother got hooked on drugs? Because
they immediately sent him to Mexico. And,
this is the brother they sent to Mexico?
Yeah.
And to a rehab?
Yeah.
And what
he was there for a year.
Okay.
He came back. He was all right, but it wasn't the same, you know? He wasn't the same. I don't know. He just didn't come the same. And so he was sober for a bit, and shortly after he relapsed.
So that's
Yeah. So I feel like somebody gave him a bad batch. And
you know, they laced it with fentanyl or something of that nature.
he hung himself. So he was,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, he was trying to attempt suicide for 4 days, a time period of 4 days, from what my dad tells me. But, yeah,
Yeah.
he tried to burn himself. We tried to burn the house down. Yeah,
You think he was hallucinating?
for sure. Most definitely. Yeah.
Because of whatever they gave him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at that point, they couldn't control him or they couldn't.
No. And I mean, you never expect suicide runs in our family. That's not this first time.
Oh, right.
And like in 2016, my little cousin committed suicide as well.
How did he commit suicide?
She was only 17. She hung herself as well. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
When I met you, there was a spirit of suicide on you.
Yeah.
One of the first things you said to me, and I said, what are your goals and objectives? And you said, you want to wake up one day.
Yeah.
Remember what you said to me?
Yeah.
And you want to make up one day without wanting to take your life.
Yeah.
But you're still here.
Yeah. I'm not going to give up.
No, you're not.
No.
No.
This day has been different for me. In my heart, in my gut, it's been different.
Yeah, you look different.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
From the first day that I met you.
Yeah, this is different. I want to live. I want to live.
Why you wanted this?
I want to thank Christ, first off. And I want to reunite with my kids.
How many children do you have?
I have two. Yeah.
And they are with
My dad. Yeah.
That's your dad.
Yeah.
And do you get to visit with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your relationship now with your parents?
My mom has passed away.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So first it was my baby's dad. They killed him.
Did you say they?
A rival gang.
Okay. He's in the gangs?
Yeah. Yeah, he
okay.
was. He got killed. About 2 years after that, my mom died with cancer. I was in prison for that. My baby's dad was in jail in here. My mom was in prison. And then my brother committed suicide 2 years after that.
So when you went to prison, you made child children?
Yes.
And how old were you when you went to prison?
I was 24, 25.
And why did you go to prison?
For assault with a deadly weapon. It was nothing like that, though. It was more of a verbal argument. With my brothers, I'm the one that committed suicide with his fiance.
The church?
No, I would never.
Okay, the different woman.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a different woman. He left the church girl.
Yeah. The girl left him.
The girl left him.
Yeah.
And then he found someone else.
Yeah. And it was always a constant argument between me and her, you know? What I learned from that is never get involved in domestics.
Mm-hmm.
It was none of my business. But I would do it again if say.
Oh, she was abusive to your brother?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And so you got involved?
Yes.
Okay. And so with that, you caught a case? So
Yeah.
To the dude that you had to go to prison?
Yeah.
What was the assault? What weapon were they accusing you of assaulting her with?
A gun.
Okay.
But they didn't find no weapon on me or anything like that. So, but I did admit it. My dad and my mom, so they didn't help the situation either.
They didn't?
No.
Why?
Because they told the officers that I wasn't a killer, that had threatened to kill her, but I wasn't the whole thing that they were trying to say is that she's not in her right, she's intoxicated, yeah? Yeah, that I was too high, that I would have done something crazy, yeah.
And hurt yourself or others.
Right.
A danger to yourself or others. Okay.
Right. So I got evaluated at Winnie Chomp, and from there they brought me here. They released me because it was my first time getting in trouble, but I violated and I went back to prison. I went up to prison.
You went to prison. How long were you in prison?
For about a year. A little bit more than a year. Yeah.
And how was that?
It was hard.
Was it?
It was hard knowing that my mom was in her deathbed.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was just hard.
Were you and your mom close?
Yeah, we are close. Not too close. I was more daddy's girl, but it was a difficult relationship, but she was always there for me. Always, always. When I was sick, everything. I was always there. She never left my side. I would turn my back on her though, for sure. But yeah.
And your dad, you were close?
Super close to my dad.
Are you still close to him?
No. It's very distant, but I know he loves me a lot. He's still there for me. He's never had left my side. He has my kids. He lives with my kids by himself. And I'm forever grateful for that. He's just waiting for the moment. So I hope this is the time, I'm really trying to.
How old are your children?
Junior, he's 13. He's a bad kid. And Leslie is, she's going to be 12 in a few days.
And why do you say Junior's bad?
Oh, man, because he is. They're good kids. They're good kids. But Junior likes to fight. He doesn't trouble a lot in school.
You think he's angry because you're not there?
For sure.
Were you close to your kids? Did you have an opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
You had an opportunity to bond with them?
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I didn't leave my kids till I started doing time.
Okay.
That's the only reason I stopped seeing my kids. But after my mom died, I went back home. I got out of prison. I went back home. But I relapsed. I just wanted to. That's when I wanted to die. I would carry a syringe full of bleach because I wanted to.
Why?
Because I wanted to commit suicide.
Why?
Because man, it hurt. It killed me when she was gone. Knowing that I wasn't able to. The last time I spoke to her, she said, the only thing I want to do before I die, Jessica, she's like, I want to return your kids in your hands. I want to be the one giving you your kids back. I want to make sure you come back home and stay home with your kids. And I can rest in peace. And I wasn't able to give that. So that really, that hurt. Yeah.
But you are going to get that to her.
For sure.
Okay.
And in my dad's eyes, I know she's going to see me.
So, we've talked a lot and you've been in my classes. And of course, you've accepted Christ.
Right. Yes.
You came several times.
Yes.
But, you don't need to do it several times.
Right.
Hey, that's not bad. Hey, many times you need to do it, not that bad. But you do understand that Christ died for you.
Right.
You understand that he rose again for your sins.
Right.
So you've confessed with your mouth and believed in your heart that he has done these things for you.
Right.
And then you've acknowledged and received and accepted Jesus Christ into your life.
Right.
And there is a misnomer of, I think that there's a controversy behind once saved, always saved. And maybe that's why you feel like every time you're in that, because I see you, every time you're in the presence of God, you're the first one with your hands up.
Yeah.
Every time they ask you to receive Christ, you're the first one with your hands up.
Yeah.
Are you afraid it won't stick?
It's not that.
I'm just
He's a faithful God. I know that
Come on.
for a fact. I know he's a faithful God.
Yes, he is.
This is where I feel like I always have to give myself in because I'm the one that turned my back on him.
Mm.
I'm the one, just like I walked away from my family and turned my back on my family.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I do that to God as well.
Uh-huh.
Which is a sin, because I know he's there and I know he's never going to turn his back on me.
Oh.
I'm the one that as soon as I relapse, everything goes out the window. My family, everything, my cell phones, everything goes out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you've accepted Christ, and I always tell people this, that it's not just, it's Jesus because you definitely need to have a relationship with Christ, and he comes to change you. He comes to bless you. He comes to fill you. Matter of fact, we're going to ask him to fill you with the Holy Spirit so that he can give you the power to live out your confession. Okay, that happens. But there is a mind change. There is a duality, a parallelism between I have Christ, I need therapy, I need counseling, I need to be connected to a strong church, to a strong body, to an accountability that we talked about. And with those things and with all those elements, in those qualities in your life, you're going to be. I have no doubt, because I'm looking at you and you look completely different from the person that I met. So I know God has made a change in your life.
Yes, for sure.
And so what I don't want you to feel like you have to do is I don't want you to live in fear. Because I know do you live in fear?
I do. Mm-hmm. I do.
You're afraid of failure.
Yes.
You're afraid of messing up.
For sure.
But we're not going to allow fear to cause so much intrepidation that we're not going to put some processes in place to solidify your change. Okay, so we need to put some things in place. Do you have, how long are you going to be here?
I have 3 to 4 months.
Very good.
Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to get back into my classes. I got into a little incident and I'm in lockdown right now, but hopefully they're trying to see if I can bring me back on the bar so I can go back to my classes.
That's for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you weren't in jail, so altercations happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So things happen and you're going to defend yourself and you're going to take care of yourself.
Right.
Right. So, notwithstanding, what kind of support do you need? Or if you could speak to the audience, because you're not the only one going through this, what type of support do young women in your situation with, you have young children, you're struggling with an addiction, you love Christ, but at the same time, you need help.
I do.
And can you tell us what you need? How can we support you? What do you need?
The test is when you first get out of here.
Okay. The test is when you first leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like finding help, starting to get help in here.
Yes.
For when we get out, because I'm being under probation or parole, so that doesn't give me a lot of the benefits of for probation to find me a program or a shelter or anything like that. I have someone to go to, but at the same time,
you need support group.
Yeah.
So the issue is, so this is very interesting. So there's one aspect of it that says, I'm leaving, and when I leave here, I'm not on probation and I'm not on parole. So that's a good thing.
Right.
Because then you can work.
Right.
But the other thing is that because you're not on those different things, you don't necessarily, they're not going to bridge you into a program to help you with the addiction.
Right. Yeah.
So I know that the Chaplain Langley is working now to be able to provide those different services.
Right.
So that you have, even though it might not be the bridge, you have a bridge.
Right. Any bridge. Right. Right.
I know that's right. You need a bridge so that when you leave here, you have a place that's sustainable that you can go to for meetings, that you can go to for accountability. And AA and NA is not going to work. You need a faith-based program that's going to speak to both the faith that you have and the recovery that you seek.
Right. And the reentry.
Reentry.
To society. Yes.
Okay.
To help you look for a job, to step you with interviews and all that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I step out of here, I don't have absolutely nothing. Nothing. I lost it all. And the day I got arrested, I lost everything.
What was everything?
My clothes, my social, my IDs, all that. I was homeless before coming in here. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's hard, it's hard to I'm sure if I call my dad, he'll find a way, but also he has a struggle of maintaining my kids, raising my kids and all that, so it's really hard, to find a little bit of independency, it's hard, by the time I get out, I'll be in here for 13 months and it's
starting over,
right? And not having nowhere to go, it's scary. And not having a job set up for you is scary. Because we do need that income. Because, I'm getting out to nothing.
What do you do? What do you want to do?
Anything. I'll start from the bottom. I'm going to scrub toilets.
Okay.
And that's what it means,
Yeah.
Clean the streets if that's what I have to do. Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. You all hear this, and this is what we need. And we're going to do what we can to find resources so that you don't come out and are aimless and are lost. That we're not going to have that. So we're going to make sure that we have resources for you.
Thank you.
Your little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he?
He's at home. He's being a father to my kids.
How old is he now?
He's 24.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's 24. Yeah.
Okay. And are you close to him?
No, he doesn't talk to me. But I feel like we're super close. The way my kids talk about him, that's all I need. If he doesn't want to talk to me, it's fine. I understand. Like, I get that. But he's a beautiful influence for my kids. He helps my kids out in every way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've pushed your family away from
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I do this. Yeah.
you?
My poor choices in life.
But God is going to help you restore.
Right.
Okay. Just going to help you do this.
And
You're not by yourself.
I am not completely lost them. I just came to realize because yesterday I was sitting when they told me, oh, if you wanted to do a podcast, I'm like, let's do it.
She told me you were screaming.
I was super excited. So I was trying to think about like, what are we going to talk about? I didn't know. She didn't tell me anything.
So what do you think?
It was cool.
What do you want to talk about? There's anything that I didn't mention that you want to talk about?
Forgiveness.
Come on. What do you want to say about forgiveness?
Man. Forgiveness, myself.
Come on. You have to forgive you.
Yeah. Because I was like, I keep telling like, oh, I need to forgive my dad. I need to forgive my brother. No. They haven't done anything. If anything, they shut me down, but they have
That's that love, baby, because they have to, right?
Right. So, yeah. And,
to help you change.
Right. But they have never really left me. I failed to realize that they still have my kids. They support my kids financially, emotionally, in every which way. And I never really, seen that. I never realized that. So like yesterday I was really thinking about it, and I just got to forgive myself in order for me to move on. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck with that guilt, that shame, and it's me. Nobody but me,
That's the first part.
Yeah.
That's really the only part. So you have come to the realization.
Yeah, for sure.
God has forgiven you.
Right.
And now you need to forgive you.
Right.
So if you, Jessica now, can speak to the Jessica then, what would you tell her? Do you love her?
No.
See, that's where you have to start her. You are worthy of love in every season of your life.
The girl that was at home before I ran away, I love that little girl.
You love that little girl.
I love her. But the girl I became with my addiction, I hate that. I don't like her. And hate's a strong word. It ruined my life. It really did. But I'm ready. I'm ready.
So what would you do? What would you say to another young girl who you saw doing what you did that day? How would you help her?
Go home.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to your parents. Look for God. And don't turn your back. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid until trying not to fit in. Don't be afraid to be different. Because I just wanted to be like everybody else. In that party, everybody was getting high but me. And I would carry a beer, but I'm not going to lie. I would dip it. I would just open cans, just
to fit in.
Right. But like it was, I knew of drugs, but I never seen them. I never, yeah.
So you talked about meth. When did you use, was it crack cocaine or cocaine?
Cocaine.
Okay. And how did you, were you snorting it?
Yeah.
The same party?
Yes.
So you were doing meth, and so your first introduction to drugs at all
was cocaine.
Was snorting cocaine and smoking meth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. That's too much.
And everybody there were a little bit younger than me. I was like 2 years younger than me. So everybody was doing it. So I was trying to fit in, the peer pressure did not help. I should have just not gone.
Well, right. But now you have learned.
Right.
Right. And now you're stronger and you're still here.
Right.
And you have a determination to live.
Yes.
And you're going to live. You shall live and not die.
Right.
Right. Mhm. You will.
I will.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I am.
Yeah, I'm letting you know, but I'm also letting hell know. At the same time, yeah, just in case there was a discrepancy in the spirit. Seriously, because I bind it and rebuke it. Because God saved your life. And He didn't save your life for you to be on a podcast. He didn't save your life for you to be in jail and away from your children.
Right.
And He didn't save your life. And I'm not just talking about just the life of you, but your soul and your spirit, your heart. You have a heart. You have a beautiful heart. You're a beautiful soul. You have a beautiful spirit. You're a beautiful person, inside and out. But God has given you such a sweet spirit. And so you're going to use that. You're going to forgive yourself, right?
Yes.
So you need to say to Jessica, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
Because Jessica, when we're in broken places, we make broken decisions. That's all it is, baby.
For sure. Yes.
That's all it is. That's it. And I know you've apologized to your children.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do. But we talk about that. And now you're purpose prepping.
Yeah.
So you're getting things lined up. You're going to, get a program lined up. Get jobs lined up. Clothes. Oh, baby, we'll fit you. Don't worry about clothes. But I understand what you're saying. You've lost everything. But this is why I'm talking to you here. Because I want them to see you here. Because you're getting out in 3 months.
Yeah.
When we come back and visit you within the next 6 months, they will recognize the Jessica that I'm looking at. Because I don't recognize you from a year ago.
Right.
And if you think and you know what God's done for you and saved you and blessed you in just that increment of time, just think about what He's going to do from here. You're going up from here. You're never going back. Ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
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 Right. So I'm excited for your future.
Thank you.
I'm excited. And this is why we're doing this. I want to talk to you here. You've had hurt. You've had pain. But the devil has he has his eviction notice.
Yeah.
We're done.
He's done. He's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Out.
Out. So, do you have any questions? Is there anything else? Because we've talked about a lot of things, and I want to make sure that I'm glad the audience heard you so that we know what we need to do to embrace you, and not just you, but there's others that are going to be in this situation. Just not having a record is not what you need. You need resources.
Right, sure, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
you need resources.
Yeah.
So we can, church is good, and we can get you connected to, churches, but you also need to be connected to women and to people and to safe places so that you can live out this newness of your life. And we're going to make sure that you have that.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So as we get ready to close, so if you can name this, your season or your path of going 180, I think you said it best, is forgiveness.
For sure.
Yeah, and that's what we'll call yours.
Okay.
If that's what you want to call it.
That's fine.
You call it forgiveness. So we're getting ready to go. I want to pray with you. I always want to pray with you. Is there anything you want me to pray for specifically?
Healing.
Let's do it. Father, I just want to thank you for Jessica for so many reasons. Everything that you have done to protect your life, everything that you have done, oh God, to put a wall up, to put boundaries around her, even when she didn't realize it. God, we thank you. Your love prevails. Your purpose in her life, it prevails. God, I thank you that you're going to bless her and heal her. God, from the top of her head to the sole of her feet, from the inside out, heal her mind, her body, her spirit. God, we thank you that you blessed her. We're sorry that we lost her brother. We're sorry that she wasn't able to be there when her mother passed. But God, you were there. You were there, and you were there to keep her, and you were there to escort them. And so, God, we just want to give you the glory. Ask that you continue to bless her two children. God, ask that you bless her father and her brother as they raise them. God, put a hedge of protection around them. We give you all of the glory and all of the praise. Thank you that you are putting in alignment, God, opportunity, not just opportunity, but resources, and not just resources, but protection, that we're going to be able, God, to give her everything that she needs so that she can re-enter into this life, but not just re-enter, but recharge and revive and be a brand new person with a brand new life. And we thank you for it now in your matchless name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank
So
you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're a good mom.
Thank you.
You're a good daughter. You're a good sister. And you're a good friend to me.
Oh, thanks.
And so we're going to make sure that you have what you need.
Thank you so much. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Love you, girl.
I love you too.
All right.
Thank you.
For substance abuse treatment and mental health referrals, contact the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration's National Helpline at 1-800-662-4357.